All right, and we are going live. We're live with the first, I guess, first official episode of the Bit Chasers podcast. No, Aaron, he went out into the snow to get eggs and he never came back. So it's just me and Brett.
Hi
And
everyone.
this is Brett. Brett is the most famous person on Twinfinite. I don't
Oh
know if I
yeah,
can say that or
I
not. He
am
he
the
is
bread and butter.
he is amazing. He's also Target's biggest shopper.
Yeah, I
You
do
know.
buy a lot of coffee and ice cream at Target. Love it there.
I don't. I could talk about that today. We're live right now in a blizzard. It
Yeah,
is.
it is snowing. I'm sure you can all tell how much it's snowing right now.
We are
From
in a
the
we're in
window.
a state of emergency. You can't tell in my room because we're not facing any windows because, well, I'd have to spin the computer around. But I had to drive. I don't know if you had to drive in it, but I had to drive in it.
No,
It
I
was
I
a
just got out of
little.
my pajamas like an hour ago. So I was planning this day out weeks ahead. I'm not doing anything today.
I had to. I was scheduled to work 11:30 to 7. And I went in at 10, but I guess I'm getting paid for 11:30 to 7 because
That's awesome.
they had to force us to leave because of the state of emergency.
Right.
And if you work for Target, it just for a smart company it takes them a while to
Guess
figure out
so.
if they're gonna close.
Well, see, I work at Rite Aid, and they're like considered a high, I don't know what they call it, like a high priority store. So they don't close it for state of emergencies because we have like medicine and stuff,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
prescriptions. Oh, I hate working there.
That is kind
Uh,
of a bummer.
like I had to work through one hurricane the last year's hurricane. I can't remember what it was.
Um
Not
uh
Sandy, but
no, it wasn't Sandy. That was okay, it definitely wasn't
I don't know.
Katrina.
I know that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't think it's Katrina.
What was that one called? Because that was when I was still working at McDonald's and that was that whole week, no parts of Swansea had power. And
Call it Rick.
Hurricane Rick,
Yeah.
Hurricane Rick, just like, did you know they named winter storms? This is Storm
No.
Nemo.
No, I didn't know that, and I think this is the first one I've ever named. Well, I don't think that, but at least that I've been conscious
You,
of.
I
It's called Nemo.
right. This is the first name I've ever been conscious of hearing. I personally am calling it Hoth, as in Hoth, the planet. I
Hmm.
if I mean it's gonna turn. We're gonna be there's gonna be tauntauns running around, and we can only hope. We can only hope. So, if Aaron, if you're out there, find a tauntaun, cut it open, go curl inside of it, stay warm for the night, buddy. We'll come find you. We'll come find you after we're done recording this.
He's listening right now,
Oh, he is.
out
He's
in this
like,
blizzard.
guys, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm at home. I'm fine.
Uh,
Oh, geez, we could keep talking about this, but this is about video games. So
yes,
let's
video game.
go dive into some video games. You wrote a review for
Yes,
recently. Would you
for
like to talk about that game?
yeah. I played Nino Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. It's a game that probably nobody's heard of, but that's okay. Um, It's it's made in part with Level 5 Studios and Studio Ghibli, which I'm sure nobody's ever heard of those either. But Studio Ghibli is a very popular, I think, Japanese movie maker. And they did
Mm.
like My Neighbor Totoro and Howl's Moving Castle.
And it's classified as like a JRPG, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a JRPG in its primest form.
I
It is.
mean, it looks amazing. Like,
It was really great. I gave it a 5 out of 5,
oh,
and
awesome, awesome.
yeah, not to spoil it or anything, but
You
it
should go
was
read it. It's on Twinfinite.
yeah, twinfinite.net.
Plug it.
um, it's that yeah, that game was really great. It was really long though, and for review purposes, I had to finish it pretty quick. So at the end, I was like, this is tough, but I really enjoyed it all the way through. It was different from like most games you play these days. Had a better message, a good message, I should say.
That's good. I
Yeah.
mean, I was really looking into it just because of it's probably the most interesting looking game like I think I've ever seen with because it looks like you're playing an animated movie.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
definitely.
incredible. It's the cell shadedness is just like I don't even know. It looks better to me than like Far Cry, and Far Cry looks so realistic.
Oh, I know the colors are so vibrant, and like with an art style like that, it's like timeless because you can't really make it better than that. That's pretty much like as good as it gets when it comes to cell shading, and like
Oh,
they'll be looking at that game for years to come. But yeah, that was probably one of the best looking games I've played this generation.
yeah, it's probably not getting the recognition. Well, I mean, it's getting the recognition in out in the East in Japan, and I'm sure it's like top of the sales charts right now.
Yeah, well, actually, it
And
released quite a while ago in Japan.
oh, really?
Yeah, the American release was just a localization, but it was done so well, and like everything just fits so perfectly. So it was great.
I'm probably going to pick it up once the price drops. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty cheap right now.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, it's definitely there for me like to want to play it. But
It's
I
hard to drop
think
$60 on games these days.
especially with like what's been coming out lately, Dead Space 3 just came out
I know. DMC.
Tuesday.
Um,
DMC,
what else
God
came
of
out?
War is coming up in March.
This has been a pretty strong first quarter for games, which is weird.
Yeah, and the fact that it's going to continue to be strong into the summer.
I know.
I mean, but then it's going to peter out like I after The Last of Us that I from what I know.
When is The Last of Us 2 out? Like June?
May 7th,
Oh wow.
which the last time I remember being interested in a game that came out in May was LA Noire.
Yeah, me too. I was
And
just
that
going for
was
that.
I went to the midnight release for that game and that was oh my God. That game was so awesome.
Really? Oh, I thought it was so disappointing.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe it's just because I'm a criminal justice major and I'm like, oh my God,
it
I
could
can
be
tell if
it.
he's lying. And the amount of Batman that's just piled around me, like
Yeah,
you can see the statue behind me, and
and
the
my
amount of
expectations were really high for that game, and I don't know. I
yeah,
guess it didn't quite
no.
meet it.
I remember, I think it was Game Informer. It got like their game of the month for that issue, but it was only like an 8 or
Yeah,
it wasn't a super high rating because there were like a lot of things wrong with it. It was still
yeah,
a good game, and then that studio is now gone.
yeah. Team Bondi is no more. I don't think. I don't even know.
I'm
I
I-
just
I'm
know that they're in all sorts of debt.
I'm pretty sure they're no more. And I mean, it was put out by Rockstar.
Yeah,
Not yeah, Rockstar.
yeah. I think they
Yeah,
published it or
yeah.
something. I mean, it had like the Rockstar look and feel to it too. So
hmm I'm looking right now to see if I can see anything on it, but I don't. No, I'm not seeing anything. So, and
not surprising.
that's just a quick. Oh wow, Injustice: Gods Among Us fight tape shows off Bane and Harley Quinn. Oh wow, that's that was on joystick.
There's been a lot of companies going under lately on the topic of Team Bondi.
Yep.
Just
The
today, this
company
what was it? Epic dropped some like 6 month old company. They just like shut them down.
didn't Epic also cut employees as well?
I
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
they cut some employees. I know the studio behind PlayStation All Stars folded,
Yep, they're
and
completely out of Sony now.
Epic
Which is
Mickey
strange.
2 studio.
Yep,
That was surprising just because that's a Disney.
I know. I
And
guess they didn't meet the sales that they needed to.
the amount of money that Disney has is just, I mean, they own Lucasfilms now, Marvel.
Yep,
They have the
it's
rights to
crazy.
every Marvel film except for the Spider-Man franchise and the Well, X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Right.
Because Marvel was going broke and was like, "Oh, we need to save ourselves," and sold off
I mean, I
that stuff.
guarantee if they gave like the Epic Mickey developers more time, that they'd be able to make a good game because it's a good idea. And
Yeah,
like
it's a
everyone
fun
believed in the
idea.
first one, but they completely tanked critically and sales wise because A, they didn't like advertise it enough, and then B, they didn't have the good work behind it. Because I'm sure that they were just looking for a deadline rather than an actually good game.
That's Disney for you. they they just kind of want right away. It's like with last year with John Carter. They thought John Carter was going to get them just buckets and buckets of money, so
Oh
they
yeah,
put it out the same weekend as the Hunger Games. That's
so
horrible.
dumb.
You've got 100-year-old novel, the movie based on a 100-year-old novel going up against what preteen girls are in love with right
I
now.
know.
Who's going to win?
I know it's stupid.
And I saw the Hunger Games and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen John Carter yet. I still haven't seen John Carter.
I didn't see either of those.
Uh,
Proudly.
Proudly. Wow. All right. So I feel like that's a human being. At least I saw Dark Knight Returns Part Two.
True. I didn't even see part one yet.
Wow, you are behind.
I am two
I mean,
parts
it's
behind.
only like I
It's
can
only
look at
50
it.
minutes long or something.
It's the first one is I know the second one was like 116 minutes.
Oh wow, that's longer than I thought.
I think combined they're about 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours and a half, which is relatively long, but not Lord of the Rings long.
No, yeah, totally. Eventually I'll watch it. I don't know. I've
Nah.
never watched any of those Batman animated films, so I don't know. It's hard
Oh,
to like break myself into it.
they are something special, and I mean, I say that with a ton of bias as a Batman fan. But Batman Year One's on Netflix right now,
Ooh, I should
one
check that out.
which
Isn't
is
Under the
another
Red Hood as well?
classic. Yes, that's another really good one.
Yeah. I've
And
I've read Year One and I've read Dark Knight Returns, but I don't know.
I mean, most people haven't even read it, so you're already like ahead. Whoop. By just saying, "Hey, I read it." Nobody reads anymore.
Oh
So,
yeah. Reading's good, I guess. Reading comics is pretty good.
reading comics is for cool people,
Yes.
and like the coolest of the cool. I've probably read more comics than books. Well, actually, that's easy to do, but
Yeah, I can say that factually. I
con-
definitely have.
considering, I mean, what I'm reading right now is The Hobbit, which I've read a chapter of.
Ugh. I'm reading American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
What's that about?
Um, a guy. It's about a guy who gets out of prison and his world sucks after that.
Oh,
Pretty
well,
much. I don't know.
this
It's
really branched away from video games right now. But I'm okay with it. I'm enjoying it. And if anybody's watching, sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. We're talking about books. We like books. We like books and video games.
So you said you've been playing Far Cry 3.
Yes, I finally sat down and was like, I'm gonna beat this. Because, I mean, with an open world game, you kind of just you lose yourself going, especially with Far Cry 3 with that island.
Mm-hmm. Did you
There's so
did you
much.
did you do all the outposts and whatever the other ones were, like the targeting the
I
main guy?
did like I've done one side quest. I
Really?
got I got all 18 radio towers.
Oh, those are fun. Yeah.
Um I think it was 18, but I got all the radio towers. I did all the outposts on the first island. So all I have left is the second island.
Nice.
And the side quests were just kind of they popped up and I was like, no, no, I'm gonna go. I can go hunt those deer over there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go do that.
I
I'm gonna
got
go make exploding arrows and blow up jeeps.
I got to the halfway point. Like I just unlocked the second island and I haven't touched it since. I don't know why.
Oh,
Please.
once you do that part, once you get into the second island, it's really quick. It's probably
Really?
about another 2 hours. It's not long.
I might have to
I,
just hunker down and do it.
yeah, it
Now I'm
won't.
trying to make my way through Dead Space 2. So
I need to make my way through Dead Space 1. That's how behind I am.
it's really good. It's scary.
Yeah, I was pretty terrified, but I kept playing. It
There
was just I couldn't pull myself away from it.
It's awesome. The second one had this part. It wasn't even scary. It was just these like valves that turned on, but it was so goddamn loud. I freaking shouted. I was like, "Oh shit!" Oh man, my heart was racing because it was just so damn loud. Because I had
What
like headphones on.
what gets me is the cheap scare factors, like
I know.
a necromorph just like standing behind you like this
Yeah, it's
and
awful.
coming down into you. That's always what gets me. It's not like, oh yeah, there's blood and bodies everywhere. Pfft, whatever.
I'll say
The
the
fact that
second
this.
one starts off awfully gruesome though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know, even if it's right in the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I wouldn't tell you because it's very awesome
I mean, Far
in a
Cry
way.
3 had that. Did you crawl out of that? Do you remember the body pit in Far Cry 3 that you have to crawl out of?
Yeah,
That
it's like what
was
the hell?
what, like, I couldn't believe what I was doing.
It
I
was
hit it,
weird.
hit right trigger, hit left trigger. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
face.
it's pretty disturbing.
That's an arm, and I'm still going. And I'm pretty sure I watched a lady buy that game today for her 8-year-old son.
Oh my god, the kid
So
probably won't even make it that far.
that kid's gonna turn into Voss.
uh, what a good villain he is, though.
And he's not even the main villain. Hoyt was kind of
I know.
lackluster.
That's
Hoyt
what I hear.
was, to put it in Batman terms, Hoyt was like the Penguin.
Ugh, that's
He's
awful.
there, he's doing stuff, he's running an empire, but he's not scary. He gets
He's a
taken
penguin.
down. He's just a Penguin, and then Voss was the Joker.
Yeah, he
He
was great.
he was so like awesome, and then I was kind of disappointed that killing him as early as you kill him.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't know what they were doing with their character direction. Like, first of all, the main cast of characters are just annoying, and there's no reason to care about saving your friends. And and the most awesome person in that game dies halfway through. Like, not in a way that is like, oh, I cared about him. Like, you want to see more from him. Like,
Like I
talking about
cared.
Voss, so it's stupid.
I mean, I cared like as Jason Brody. I cared about his brothers more than I cared about. And then right away, your older brother, boom, bullet to the head.
Yeah,
That's it. And it's just like, I. And
that
then
was an awesome feeling.
hearing Riley's dead, and spoilers, I could say more, but you get to that, you get to a point where, spoiler alert, so don't listen, where Riley's alive, and it's kind of like
Huh.
just relief, like, oh my god, his brother's alive. And I mean, I don't care about his stoner friend or his friend that was locked up with that crazy dude who didn't wear a shirt and had tattoos all over his chest.
Yeah, right.
Buck. Yeah, Buck.
Buck. Oh yeah, him.
Buck
He
and Keith.
sucks.
He
They
was
both
so
suck.
stupid doing missions for him just to get to Keith. Like, I can make this, especially when you find out where Keith is. He's right on the side of Badtown. He wasn't anywhere. He wasn't anywhere far away. He was just right there.
Yeah, I don't love that game. I really like it. I think it's
They did
fun.
they did a
But
good job with it, especially after actually I can't say anything because I haven't played Far Cry 2. I bought it on Steam though for 250.
I would have too.
Nah, it was a whim. It was a whim, but it was like, hey, it's there, so why not? Like I bought this game called Towns.
Oh, I've
I
heard of that. I think.
it's about building a town on top of a dungeon.
I think it's supposed to be all right.
Oh,
I don't
I
even know though.
played a couple minutes of it. I bought Ace of Spades, haven't played that yet, and that's like a Team Fortress 2 clone. But I've
Hmm,
heard like the beta was better than the
that's not
current
good.
game, which that is never a good thing to hear.
No, I'd rather listen to the Motorhead song than play the game.
Because I think they pulled a lot of like fun features out of it, is what I was told from somebody who had played the beta, and people could do like micro purchases, and they would just. It was kind of what Battlefield. There was a Battlefield that did it. Um,
1942,
no,
or
I think it was Bad Company too.
what they
Might
do
have
to
even
that?
been. They bought like you could. I think it might have even been 3. You could buy weapons. You didn't have to unlock weapons. You could just buy them.
Yeah, you could do that in in Bad Company 2 and 3. I think
Yeah.
you
So
can get like a starter kit type deal.
it kind of sucks in a way, 'cause it's like here I am working to get these weapons, and this 13-year-old kid's just like, haha, I got my dad's credit card.
It
Look what
actually
I'm buying.
It really sucks because the I played a lot of Battlefield 3 when it first came out, and that first portion where you're leveling up is just unbearable. They give you like complete shit weapons, and you just can't do anything, and you have to do so many matches, which are really long, in order to
Oh,
get
I love it.
more
I was a
unlocks.
big. I played Battlefield 2 a lot on my computer when I was speaking of underage kids playing games they shouldn't. So I
That's
think I think Battlefield 2 was teen
really.
when it, yeah, I think it might have been. Even I used to do like on Xfire. You remember Xfire?
Mm,
Did you ever use that? It's similar
yeah,
to
it was kind of like.
Raptor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
seeing like little widgets on forums for it.
they they used to do pro nights,
Were you a pro?
and no, I got to play with pros, and I was the
That's
medic, and they
pretty
loved
cool.
me, and that was the most love I've ever gotten from professional gamers. I was running around and reviving them. Like, thanks, bro. It made me feel so good.
Being medic's awesome in Battlefield.
People thank you.
They
Like
do.
you saved their lives. They're like, wow, hey, this especially when you do it right. That's an easy way to level up. If you want to level up, just be a medic. Run around and save all your dead teammates and squad mates. Get the bonus points.
Yep. Good way to do it. So,
You know, we haven't touched on. Did you watch the 45-second clip for the PlayStation
nope.
event? You didn't watch it. I mean,
I didn't,
it's.
but I've heard
I'm
enough
pretty
about it.
sure Aaron and I talked about it on the last podcast, but it's still because there's still news coming out about it.
If it's not a new console, then they're stupid.
Yeah, they really are stupid, especially with what developers have been saying such good things about like the development kit they have.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, it's awesome. It's so powerful and it makes me excited, especially
Right.
for Sony since I've always Sony, I got a soft spot for Sony and Nintendo too. Microsoft, I like my Xbox, but Microsoft makes me mad.
Yeah,
They
I
make
can
me a
see
little
that.
they make me a little bitter. Sony and Nintendo have always been like right here.
I think for Sony to succeed at this new or this conference, they need to at least announce a new console and like maybe new IP for it, like a new
Hmm.
original series or game. I was thinking
I
maybe like Watch Dogs will be there because Ubisoft loves Sony.
Yeah, I'm hoping because that looked awesome.
Yeah,
And
so
did you get to play it at all when you were at E3?
no, it wasn't even playable. I think they were having like private meetings about it or something, but it was
Oh man,
completely behind closed doors.
that's such a disappointment because that game looked so cool.
Yeah,
That
everyone that
that
saw it
that
there
has
was
to be
like,
next gen.
yeah, this looks next gen.
There's no way that's coming out. So if
Totally.
you want Watch Dogs, you're gonna have to hunker down and spend that money for the PlayStation 4 because at this point, I think that's gonna be the first one out.
Yeah, and I think the last time that we even heard about it was at E3. So,
There
you
hasn't
know, there's been
been.
nothing.
I mean, I crawl around all day on the internet, on my phone, and on my
Yeah.
computer, and I don't see a thing about Watch Dogs. The only, I guess, I've only really heard Uncharted 4 and Dragon Age 3, and now The Witcher 3,
Yep.
which is kind of our biggest hint to know that there's going to be next gen consoles in 2014, if that's when it's coming out.
Yeah, I know.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
it could easily come out just for PC, and then the console port will come out when the consoles come out.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be we're going to have our new consoles by then, or at least know when they're coming out.
definitely.
But in 12 days, I think we're already going to know when the PlayStation 4 is coming.
They need to have use for their Vitas too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they're
it's like they don't even care about that system anymore.
no. I mean, the cross-buy feature was such a good idea.
Yeah, and then they have games that they don't even they either A don't like believe in like All Stars, that PlayStation All Stars, or like Sly 4. Like, have you even heard about Sly 4?
They did such a bad job. You know, I did a preview for it for Levelfinity for our blog, and I had fun because it brought back memories of playing the old Sly Cooper games.
Yeah,
But they just didn't. They you can't put it out with Fire Emblem Awakening and Dead Space 3. I see. Like I just put a 3DS game that got more advertisement
it did.
than Band of the no Thieves in Time,
It's a shame.
and that one you can buy, and if you have a Vita, you can play it on there too.
It's awesome.
But nope, because they don't want to do anything for the Vita.
I know.
I don't think I can name a Vita exclusive that's coming out.
No, I couldn't either.
I think they had a Metal Gear Solid game, Peace Walker,
I
but
think that was
even
for
then,
PSP.
oh
I
wow,
think I don't even know.
even then They've got. It's not like they didn't advertise it, because I remember the MLB The Show commercials where the guy was sitting there, he was playing franchise mode, and he paused his game, clicked something, and then he picked up his Vita and he went off to work and he continued to play from his Vita.
That's pretty cool.
I
I feel
and
like Sony's big on empty promises. Like I feel like something like that won't happen. Like, and I remember back when they were announcing like PS3 and stuff, they promised like, oh, you can have 16 controllers and you can connect like 8 PSPs to your PS3. And there's like
well,
no, I don't know if you can actually do that or not.
let's be serious though. They also put a boomerang as the controller,
Yeah,
so I don't
I
think
know.
that really counts for much of anything.
Yeah, they're what a company they are.
This is the future. I swear. It's you can throw it and it's gonna come back, and you can continue playing. I never got that PlayStation. I didn't get mine until about a year ago, so
Yeah, I got mine like 2 years ago.
that was all well and dead. Then they're supposed to have a new controller. They said that I read somewhere, I think it was IGN speculating that it was just going to be
DualShock.
the press conference is going to be just for a controller. You don't make a press conference just for a controller.
I could see them doing that though.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be
Like,
surprising, but
well, I mean that would sort of like be one in one, like in hand with a new console though. Like if they're gonna have a new controller, but I mean unless they're planning on releasing it for the PS3, which I was listening to the Giant Bombcast and they were saying there's a lot of concept art going around with like a small screen on the controller or something.
yeah, it's supposed to be similar to the Vita, where it's got a sensitive
Right.
back where you can use the back as a touchpad.
They better not do that.
I don't see that. I don't get where this like we got to be innovative like Wii U with your tablet
I know.
size controller.
It's like the problem. These boxes, like the PS3 and the Xbox, just aren't like they're evolving into more than just a video game console. Like, an Xbox is like an all media console now, and they hardly even focus on the games. It seems like.
You can put it like into a that's like their thing. They want you to put it into a home theater system and that to be everything you focus your home theater system around.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
what
that's
they're
a great
trying to do.
idea.
Yeah, it's like Netflix, HBO Go, um,
They're doing Xfinity Live TV
Xfinity's
now.
on there. Oh, really?
Yeah. Um,
They have
there's so
live
many apps.
ESPN.
You can do browsing, Internet Explorer, like
Yep, they have
Netflix,
ESPN
Hulu,
on
obviously.
there.
It's crazy.
YouTube's on there as well. YouTube's on everything. You can get YouTube
I know.
anywhere, and
Get
it's gonna be
YouTube
there.
on your pens or something.
I can get it on my
Wouldn't
pen.
surprise me. Buy a bag of chips, it's got YouTube built into it.
And it's wow, don't and you try and rip the bag and nothing happens. I wouldn't eat those chips.
No.
They they'd be a little, you know.
Yeah, no. No thanks.
Um, I can't remember what I was gonna say with oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about before we wrap this up. I think I saw a tweet from you, and I think we're both on the same page with the Ouya.
The Ouya? That's
Ouya?
what I call it. I don't know if that's how
Ouya.
you pronounce it.
Ouya.
That thing. I'm gonna,
Ouya, I believe, is how you spell it.
I'll uncensor myself and just say I think that thing looks like a piece of shit. It looks like one of
Whoa,
those.
whoa,
Looks like
whoa,
one of
whoa!
those Pac-Man arcade sticks that you hook into your TV. And I don't know who's gonna develop for this, but we'll see. The
It's
controller looks awful. It's
it.
everything about it just looks terrible.
I don't. It runs on an Android operating system, correct?
Yeah,
And I
and
know it's got a Tegra 3 processor on this one.
I don't even know what that means,
I
but
I
sounds
know they said it's
dumb.
behind. It's behind this generation right now.
Oh, really?
Like it's not as powerful as like a 360 and a PS3.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. It's
It
$100. I mean, that's the good thing about it is like if you want to try it out, it's like it's $100 for a video game console. So
and
they call it. So
they want every year they're gonna upgrade every year for $100. You can
yeah,
get
it's so
the next one.
stupid.
So you can get the Ouya 2, the Ouya 3, the Ouya 4,
It's so
and
dumb.
Eventually, after 4 years, you'll pay that $400 for four different consoles instead of spending that one time $400 for 7 years on the next console,
Yeah, they're
on the
gonna
next
really have
gen.
to decipher the differences and like give good reasons as to why the next one will be better. Because a yearly console update, I don't know. That doesn't
It's
sound realistic.
on. Do you remember On Live, that how that
Yeah.
bombed?
Yep.
That was supposed to be the console killer On Live,
I know. Was
and
it?
I think they
I don't think anyone
declared
uses
Chapter
that.
11.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they or somebody took them over, and I haven't heard a thing about it. I heard one thing about it, and I think that was somebody taking them over.
I mean, I think it still exists. I think you can like stream games from your PC or something, maybe.
You might be able to with a control.
The site is still up, but
Is it? I
how? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a great idea, and it is a great idea. But the thing is, getting people into it and it actually working, which I just don't. I don't think that happens.
the I'm looking at Ouya's website right now. It's advertised as a new kind of video game console, and it's the Revolution. And the people is the people's $99 gaming console. That means it's for communism. So it's for Don't
Yeah, if
can't
you're a
have that.
communist, go get a Ouya.
It is so let's read. It is a powerful and beautifully designed console created by Yves Baar. Ouya offers a large library of games, video, audio, streaming, on-demand apps, and entertainment apps, all playable in your living room. So they're going for the whole, Xbox thing. And then, oh
Yeah,
God, that controller. This is the closest I've ever looked at it. Oh God, that's hideous.
that's what I was saying. Like, it's
So
so hideous.
in okay,
Yeah, it
so
just looks like a toy. I don't know.
here we have an Xbox 360 controller where everything is leveled, but it looks like on the Ouya controller, this part right here like would end.
Just like
So this is gone. Where
there's like no curvature to it. It's just kind of
it's
solid. It's
and
weird.
that was the most successful because it's Kickstarter, correct?
Yep.
The
It's
most
like the most
successful
successful.
Kickstarter. Let's
I
see
don't
if
know
I
what
can.
sold everyone on it.
I'm reading. They got a ton of. I guess right here it says there's a quote from Adam Saltzman, creator of Cannibalt. The prospect of an affordable open console. That's an idea I find really exciting. Okay, thank you, Adam. Every game is free. Well, oh, free to try. Developers offer free demos with full game upgrades, in-game items or powers, or release episodic games. We don't want you to buy a game unless you love it. I, uh,
Okay.
I, I guess. I mean, normally I put a lot of like time into making sure this is the this is the game I want.
Right. Especially if you're gonna drop like $60. But I don't know. I don't
It,
believe in Android as a gaming platform, and I don't believe in the Ouya. So
it's pronounced ooh yeah. Yeah, so
Ouya.
we're right. Ooh yeah.
Like I
I,
don't play games on my phone. Everything that's on there is crap. I have a
I,
Galaxy S3, but
I don't.
iOS is the way to go
Play.
for gaming.
I play Angry Birds Star Wars on my tablet. Um, on my Asus, it's Android based, and I play Angry Birds Star Wars, and I play Temple Run 2 on my iPhone 5.
I'll
It's
say if you can do emulators well with the Ouya, I would buy an Ouya.
for the emulators.
Yeah,
Yeah, to have that controller. I mean, you could too.
I do it with my phone, but I mean it's a good size screen, but it's not like I want to play a video game on it,
You
a
can
home console game.
download an emulator and then play with a controller. Yeah,
Yeah,
you could do it that way. I mean, that's still
and I
possible.
could hook
I
up my
don't.
computer to my TV.
Yeah, and play Pokemon Yellow in 1080p.
I'd rather pay $100 if it's easy enough. It just sounds
Yeah,
like a pain.
we had Aaron right now. Aaron could explain all of this process
He'd come
too.
up with an emulator box
He
for us.
came up with a Steam box already, so
I know.
he beat Valve to announcing the Steam box. So,
He's the man.
which he's the man and he's not here. And I mean, we've been going for a little while now. You got anything else you want to talk about? You got anything you want to plug
Go to
and
twinfinite.net. I
read
host the
Brett?
podcast and I write reviews sometimes, and I'm a general good person.
He's a very good person. You're
I
you're a
think.
very good person. Don't lie.
Thank
And
you.
that's it for this week for the Blizzard edition of the Bit Chasers podcast. Thank you all for those of you who listen, and stay safe if you live in New England,
Be safe.
because it is nuts. Bye.
Bye.